Okay, so we will go ahead. Bhagavata Pravaha. So Bhagavad Pravaham, yeah, where are we now? Srimad Bhagavatam, Puranam Amalam. So we heard the overview of Bhagavatam, and then how Bhagavatam is Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. After that, the whole Bhagavatam just in 1 hour. And first canto, second canto, third canto, fourth canto, fifth canto, sixth canto, first to sixth, seventh canto, eighth canto, ninth canto, 10th canto. We are in Ashraya Tattva now. And in Ashraya Tattva, after hearing the significance of the 10th canto and the prayers of Brahma and the Garbhastuti of the demigods, we have heard about Putanavadha, Shakatasura and Trinavartavadha last time, right? So today we are going to hear about Namakarana. Namakarana for Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Namakarana, baby Krishna. So Namakarana is name-giving ceremony. Namakarana, and second one is after that there are pastimes. By this time, baby Krishna is growing. So there are Navanita Chora, butter thief pastimes. So Namakarana, butter thief pastimes, followed by Damodara Leela. Okay, so these are the three main ones: the Namakarana and Navanita Chora, and then Damodara pastimes. Three major ones, and a little ones can come in between. And I think we can directly go to the PowerPoint now. And here in Bhagavatam, the sequence is, as we have heard, Trinavarta Vada comes and then the Namakarana. But in actuality, Namakarana happens first and after that Trinavarta. I'll give you the timeline. Putanavada, 7th day, 6th or 7th day after birth. And then 90 days, 3 months. When baby Krishna was 3 months, then Shakatasura Vada, right? And after that, 3 months, 10 days, almost like 100 days after birth is Namakarana. That's when Namakarana was done, name-giving ceremony. And Trinavarta Vada was almost when Krishna was 1 year. Yeah. So that's the actual timeline. But we discussed Trinavarta first in the last episode because in the Bhagavatam, the sequence came like that. So today we will hear about Namakarana. But before that, remember Trinavarta? We have heard Trinavarta pastime, right? Dear devotees. There, Trinavarta, one thing is when Trinavarta came into Vraja, it was all dust storm. Trinavarta is dust storm, cyclone storm. So the people in Vraja, they could not see because of the dust storm. And they could not hear also, during the dust storm. So they were almost like choked up, cannot talk. The dust storm was so big. So choked up, cannot talk, and could not see because of the whirlwind Trinavarta created in Vraja. So Krishna, when Trinavarta took so high up in the space, Krishna, when the pastime was that little Krishna was scared and he was holding the neck of Trinavarta tight. But what actually Krishna was doing is Krishna was choking Trinavarta. So Trinavarta could not see and Trinavarta could not talk. So Krishna, he chastised the demon in the same way that the demon troubled the Vrajavasis. So Krishna cannot see the devotees being tormented like that. And when it is time to do so, he would chastise the demons too. So that's something in the Trinavarta Vada, how Krishna clearly did to Trinavarta what he did to the Vrajavasis. So when Krishna was choking Trinavarta tight, Trinavarta could not say a word. And his eyes, he was just getting so blurred, almost ready to leave his life air like that. So the Lord knows the troubles of the devotees. And in the right time, he would chastise the demons in a befitting way. That's in the Trinavarta pastime. So now we will hear the Namakarana. Yeah. So I'm going to take you to the PowerPoint. 10th Canto. What I want to try is, yeah, this one. 10th Canto. Are you able to see, dear devotees? No? Do I have to share now? Probably. You can't see, right?
And we can say Mataji.
Can't, right?
No, no.
Okay. This is okay. I was trying to show this to you in PDF format. I mean, the slides format, but somehow it's just coming like this. Anyway, you are able to see. So we will go ahead with the Katha. Yeah. So here, these are the Balya Leelas. We have heard until Trinavarta, right? Shakatasura and Trinavarta. And now we are going to hear the Namakarana, his name giving ceremony. And we have heard that Uttana, Nandotsava, Uttana ceremony, Shakatasura. Okay. Now, name giving ceremony. Many slides here. It's going to start from here. Yes, we will hear the Mrit Bhakshana Leela too in detail. We just mentioned it in the last episode, but we will hear that in detail now. So that's one of the topics that we are going to hear. Namakarana, Mrit Bhakshana Leela, Navanita Chora, and Damodara. Damodara pastime. Okay, so Namakarana. What happened? Gargamuni, he came to Vrindavana one time, and Nanda Maharaj came to know that Gargamuni was around. So he requested Nanda Maharaj to please come and give name to his two boys there. I mean, one of the boys is Rohini's boy, but since Nanda Maharaj is giving shelter to Rohini Mata also, so he requested Gargamuni to please come and give the names to these boys. Gargamuni said, actually, that's the reason why Gargamuni came there. But he was saying, see, Nanda Maharaj, I am well known as the priest for Yadu dynasty. See, if people come to know that I am giving name to your sons, yeah, Kamsa would come to know. And he would come to know that, Yadu, Vasudev's son is here. So that's why, in order to prevent all that, so there can be spies anywhere in Vrindavana. So anybody could report to Kamsa saying that I'm doing the names, giving ceremony to boys, and he would suspect, and that's not going to be good. So that's why I don't know if it's a good idea for me to give the names to your sons. Then Nanda Maharaj says, oh, no, please don't say that. It would be so auspicious that, you are such a great personality, and it would be very auspicious for our sons to get the names from you. What we can do is this. See, we'll just do this as a very anonymous ceremony. Not going to invite anybody. We'll just go to the cowshed, and there will be no people around. It's just Yashoda, myself, and Rohini Devi will be here, and these two little boys who know nothing. They don't know what is happening, and just some calves and cows around, and they wouldn't know what is happening here. In this way, nobody would know any, but please do the name giving ceremony to them. And Gargamuni said, yes, okay. So Gargamuni, he gave these names to these two boys. For the first son, the son of Rohini, he said, This boy, he will be called Rama because he's a supreme enjoyer and he has extraordinary strength. So he will be called Bala also. So the combination is Bala Rama. And the second son, he is Krishna. And oh, by the way, Balarama is also known as Sankarshana. He will be called Sankarshana also because he has united the two families. I mean, he was transferred from Devaki's womb and came to Rohini's womb. So in that way, he has united the families. So he's called Sankarshana. So his name is Balarama and he's going to be called as Sankarshana. Coming to the other son, he is Krishna. He has assumed three colors: white, red, and yellow. And now in blackish color. He is in blackish color. And he also says he appeared as son of Vasudeva, and he says he has many forms and names also. And he protects people by curbing the miscreants and enemies like that. He kind of gives the description that kind of fits to a supreme personality of Godhead. He has all the power equivalent to Narayana. All this he says, Garg Muni. But Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, would it really enter into their ears? Do they really start to think that he is supreme personality of Godhead? No way, they would not. Oh, they are like, oh, this is so wonderful, so wonderful. Krishna, yeah, of course he would have powers of Narayana because he's blessed by Narayana. So that's why he's strong like that. So in this way, even if Gargamuni was giving the clues, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, because of their Vatsalya mood, they would hear only what they want to hear. Even if people are screaming, no, here is the supreme personality of Godhead, they wouldn't hear that. There will be many pastimes coming down the road. So like that, the name giving ceremony has happened. Good. That's actually when they were 3 months, 10 days. So around 100 days. That's how old they were. And of course, after that, around 1 year age, Trinavarta Vada has happened. The killing of Trinavarta. Okay. So those were the pastimes. 1 year. Okay. The first birthday over. 1 year. That's Krishna Balaram crawling pastimes. Yeah. By that time, they were not just in one place. Like in Trinavarta pastime, Mother Yashoda, she laid baby Krishna at one place, just one place, and he did not move from there. Of course, he got very heavy, he got very light, he exhibited all his powers, but just being at one place. And now he started crawling around, and by crawling on the ground, all these pastimes are, all these motherly gopis that were there in the courtyard, they would crawl, and they couldn't really see up to see who is that mother gopi doing the churning. There are many sarees and many skirts there, and these little babies are crawling here. They would think somebody has Mother Yashoda, somebody has Rohini, and when they see up and look at the face, they are not there, and they would get scared, and then they would quickly crawl away. So all these things made this elderly gopis laugh at these two boys. And in this way, all these motherly gopis, they were also having Vatsalya Rasa with Krishna, and Balram was also there. And this is one of the other pastimes. Crawling, they get to the calves too, and the calves also, they would hold the tail of the calves, and those calves would run, and we would wonder, Krishna, he's being dragged by the tail of the calf or cow, isn't he? Is he not going to hurt? Baby Krishna, soft, tender skin. Dear devotees, that's Vraja. 1 second, dear devotees. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and continue. Yeah, that's Vraja. So In Vraja, everything is conscious. You see the little squirrel here is also very conscious. And little plant here, very conscious. The building, it looks like building. It looks like pillar and brick, but they are also conscious. They're all very alert and conscious to see how they can please Krishna, how they can please Krishna. So even the sand is also very conscious. The sand knew that Krishna is going to um, uh, going to crawl and be rubbed off when he holds his, when he's dragged by the tail of the cows. So the sand became so soft, and all that the ground there is already very soft because the cow milk and cow urine, it is all there. It was already moist and soft anyway, but the sand also became super soft, so there's no question of Krishna getting hurt. So in this way, the sand was also very alert in trying to please Krishna. Everything in Vrindavan is really alert to see what Krishna might be doing and how I may be able to please Krishna. So that's a few of those crawling pastimes. And yeah, and now comes, after that crawling pastimes, we can go to Mrut Bhakshan Leela. And after that, we will go to Shira, what's that? Navanita Chora, butter thief pastimes. So Mridu Bhakshana Leela, baby Krishna started crawling and almost walking now. So he went outside to the courtyard and he ate mud. Really, he did. And Balaram saw this, went inside, told Yashoda Mai, Maya, Krishna, he's eating mud. And Yashoda Mai comes running, says, open your mouth, Krishna. Your brother says that you're eating mud. It's dirt. You can't eat dirt, Krishna. Open your mouth. No, Mama, I'm not going to open. No, you got to open, beta. Yes, okay, open. And then what happens? What does Yashoda Mai see? In the mouth of baby Krishna. She's supposed to see the dirt though. But what she saw was, what Arjuna saw, the whole Vishwarupam. In that case, Lord Krishna said, Arjuna, you will not be able to see Vishwarupam, not with your eyes. Divyam dadamite chakshu. I have to give you Divya Chakshu. You will not be able to see it or able to withstand that Vishwarupa I'm going to see if I don't give you that eyes. So that's what happened during the Vishwarupa Sandarshana in Bhagavad Gita. So what Yashoda Mai saw was something very similar to that. He saw all the Brahmandas coming out, and we were in one of the Brahmanda, and in one of the Brahmanda, and on the land of Vraja, and she saw herself, the Nandagram, and then herself there, and then she saw herself seeing the mouth of the Lord. She couldn't understand what was going on. She was bewildered. And first thing she was like, oh my goodness, all the universe is here in this mouth. He's indeed Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I was thinking I was the queen of this Vrindavana. Nanda Baba is, my husband, the king of Vrindavana here, and he's this little Krishna is my baby son. Why was I thinking like that? I don't think that is the case. Maybe I should just surrender to this Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Yashoda Mai is just coming out of that Yoga Maya of Vatsalya to opulent rasa, like Devaki, like Devaki offered prayers. She just came to the verge of it. Then Krishna thought, oh, no, 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 no. This is Vraja, and opulent rasa, Aishwarya rasa is not the place here. Then Yogamaya also quickly switched Yashodamai to her own self. And then Yashodamai thought, oh, wait a minute. What are these thoughts coming to me, huh? This little boy, how can he be Supreme Personality of Godhead? Maybe something has possessed him again, huh? Maybe there is, evil eyes on him. Yeah, maybe I should just, do something to cast off all those evil effects on Krishna. So she starts thinking like that, Yashodamai. So that is how Yogamaya works in Vraja. Yashodamai, if she comes to Aishwarya Rasa again, then there wouldn't be difference between Devaki Mata and Yashodamai. So that is Mradu Bhakshana Leela. We're just discussing a little bit of it, but Acharya's commentaries, they write books on this, each Leela. So that's Mradu Bhakshana Leela. And not only, mud eating, and by this time, he has become a butter thief. And here is everybody from all these motherly gopis. They come to Mother Yashoda and they're complaining on this butter thief. So they come and say, Yashoda, your son, he comes to our house, all our houses, and then he let go all these calves. And Yashoda Mai goes, so what? It's okay. If the calves let go, they go drink the milk of the cows. But Yashoda, when he does that, just in a very wrong time, when it is time to, when we are all busy doing our chores inside, this is what he goes and does. And what happens? All these calves, they go and drink the whole milk, and there is nothing left for us later to milk the cows, because generally the cows have so much milk, and the calves can take some, and the rest of it is meant for the human beings, right? So, but if the calf is let go like that, then there is nothing for us. When we go try to milk the cows, then there's nothing coming out. The calves have to be let loose when it is time to milk the cows, but he doesn't do so. Okay. And why is he coming to your houses anyway? Yashoda, he comes to our houses to steal the butter from our houses. Okay. Well, maybe he's hungry. Couldn't you just give him some butter? You think he's hungry, Yashoda? Do you ever keep him hungry at all? You feed him so much 24/7. He's never hungry. But he comes to our houses because he likes to steal. He comes and steals our butter. Then Mother Yashoda goes, okay, that's a little baby boy, right? How much butter can he steal? A little bit. What can he eat? A little bit. Isn't that okay to just let that go, butter a little bit for a little boy? If that is the case, we have no problem, Yashoda. But he doesn't stop there. He steals. He breaks the pots. He calls the monkeys. And he feeds all those butter to the monkeys. Ooh, okay. Then, well, is it possible for you to store those butter pots somewhere in the dark so he cannot come steal, come find them? Oh, Yashoda, we have tried that too. Krishna and Balaram, when they come, even if it's a dark room, when they enter, the whole room is illuminated because they're so shiny. And there is nothing dark anymore. They see everything that was put there. So the butter pots cannot escape them too. These are our troubles with these boys, Yashoda, as if they're really complaining. the same motherly gopis, if Krishna with Balaram and his friends do not come to their houses, even if it gets delayed a little bit, all these motherly gopis, they get so anxious. They think like Krishna hasn't come yet. He didn't steal our butter yet. So that's what their inner feeling is. And that's what they like Krishna to do. But Vraja is all about Krishna Katha. Any corner you go, there's always everybody talking about Krishna. What did he do with your butter pot? What did he do with your cow? With your calf? With your kid? Huh? Krishna Katha, the place where constant Krishna Katha goes everywhere in between any two persons, that place is Vraja. So these are the complaints of motherly gopis. Why is this Krishna so fond of butter? That too stealing. Supreme Personality of Godhead, does he have to steal? And that too butter? Yeah. And especially when all these motherly gopis are coming and complaining. Where is the code of conduct for this little one? Huh? He doesn't belong to the regular category of boys. So here, the butter indicates, butter is very soft, dear devotees. Very soft, tasty, and white in color. The fresh butter is so soft, when we touch, it melts. So Krishna likes our hearts that are very soft like butter and pure. That's why the butter is pure white color, right? Krishna is very fond of pure hearts that are really soft. So that is why he's going and stealing. And that's why all these motherly gopis, they want the butter to, their butter to be stolen too. So that's Navanita Chora. He's stealing the pure hearts, pure, soft. And when the heart is so pure and soft, it is really yummy to Krishna. Yeah, and full of Vaishnava qualities, right? Yeah. So that is about the Navanita Chora pastimes. So one day what happened is, Mother Yashoda is thinking, Krishna is going everywhere, stealing butter, and all these motherly gopis, everyone, all of, they are coming and complaining. Is it because I am not making the best of the butters? Is it something that I have to get better with my butter making service to Krishna? That's what she thinks. Yeah. And this is what makes her, that will make our entrance to Damodar Leela. What Mother Yashoda does, thinking that she has to make butter herself, special butter for Krishna herself. So before the start of Damodar Leela, now Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadeva Goswami, Nanda kim akarod Brahman, Shreya evam mahodayam, Yashoda cha mahabhaga, Papo yasyaha stanam harihi, Papo yasyaha stanam harihi. What is the bhagyam of Nanda and Yashoda? Shreya evam mahodayam. What is it, this bhagyam? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, he took birth as their son, right? He is having the pastimes with them as their son. And they have such great love and affection for him. And so what is this great fortune of Nanda and Yashoda? Can this fortune be obtained to any jivas? So that was the question that Parikshit Maharaj was asking Sukadeva Goswami. Then, as an answer to that, Sukadeva Goswami says a story, dear devotees. Nanda and Yashoda, very clearly, they are very fortunate to have Krishna as their son. Sukadeva Goswami is saying about a story where a couple, Dhara and Drona, they wanted to become the parents of Krishna and also enjoy the same rasa, Vatsalya rasa. So they did lot of tapasya, and they were qualified. They cannot become Nanda and Yashoda because Nanda and Yashoda are eternal. They are from the Sandhini Shakti, right? They are not Jiva Shakti. So this Dhara and Drona, but they have done such tapasya, they became sadhana siddhas. And these sadhana siddhas, they merged into the body of Nanda and Yashoda. And through Nanda and Yashoda, they were tasting the rasa of Vatsalya rasa. So the points here is, Dhara and Drona are sadhana siddhas. Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai are nitya siddhas. And the other category is Kripa Siddhas. These three, right? So, Nanda and Yashoda, as we just discussed, they are Nitya Siddhas. They are from the Sandhini Shakti of the Lord. All the residents of Vrindavan, the spiritual beings, are from the Sandhini Shakti of the Lord. So, they are all Nitya Siddhas. There is no falling down for them. Wherever Krishna appears in any Bhauma Vrindavana of any Brahmanda, then Yashoda and Nandamai also appear there because they are Nitya Siddhas. They are like paraphernalia of the Lord. Yeah. And so those are Nitya Siddhas. Dhara and Drona are Sadhana Siddhas. And the other category is Kripa Siddhas, like, Bali Maharaj, where he had abundant Kripa from his grandfather Prahlada Maharaj, which attracted the mercy of Vamana Deva also. So these are the different kinds of devotees. Nitya Siddhas, here are the Sadhana Siddhas, and Kripa Siddha was Bali Maharaj. So Sukadeva Goswami just mentioned that story in regards to Dhara and Drona and said, yes, Yashoda and Nanda, they were very fortunate. Nobody can really take their place, but there was a couple, Dhara and Drona, who could relish Vatsalya Rasa through them. So in that way, he gave that story, Sukadeva Goswami. And after that, yes, the next thing was Parikshit Maharaj. When he asked about Yashoda Mai, Sukadeva Goswami, he was saying about the greatness of Yashoda Mai. Yashoda means the one who gives Yashoda, one who gives the fame. So Yashoda is giving fame to Krishna. Wait a minute. Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? He's the most glorified one. He's the Uttama Shloka. How is Yashoda giving fame to this Uttama Shloka, Supreme Personality of Godhead? Because Yashoda means the one who gives the fame. How is Yashoda giving fame to Krishna? Her love for Krishna is so famous, so big. Her love for her son, Damodara, is so big that it made Damodara famous. So in this way, Yashoda Mai stands out as the topmost devotee in Vatsalya Rasa, more than Nanda Maharaj, more than Mother Devaki, Rohini, anybody. Why is it like that? Yashoda Mai, why is she standing out like that? How is her love so big that it is making Krishna famous? That is described in Damodara Leela. Then Sukadeva Goswami starts explaining. And before this, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, he is really awestruck and amazed at the fortune of Yashoda and especially, Yashoda. He says, Trayacha Upanishadbischa Sankhya Yogascha Satvataihi Upagiyamana Mahatmyam Harim Samanyatmajam. The one who is glorified in Traya, the Vedas, Upanishads, in all the Upanishad literature, and Sankhya Yoga, and Satvatai in Vaishnava Tantra by all the Vaishnavas. So the one, Upagiyamanam Mahatmyam, whose glories are worshipped and sung in all these literatures, that particular Harim, Yashodamai thinks that he is my son. In other words, though all these Upanishads, Sankhya, Satvate, all these literatures are saying he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the glorious one, Yashodamai, all of them has nothing to do with Yashodamai. He thinks, no, he is just my son, and I got to take care of him. Harim Upagiyamana Mahatmyam is not for Yashodamai. How come her affection and love for Krishna is so great that she's not able to see this Harim who is Upagiyamana Mahatmyam? So Parikshit was really wondering, and he was in awe, thinking of the big love and affection that Mother Yashoda has for Krishna. So now the Damodar Leela starts. This states how Yashodamai, how her love and affection for his baby Krishna is so big. Each thing in Damodar Leela says that. Why is she Yashoda? The fame-giving one to Krishna because of her love for Krishna. How big is her love and affection to Krishna? So much so that you will see what Krishna does. So the first one was, the continuation. So all these motherly gopis, they are coming and complaining to Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda is thinking, wait a minute. Is the butter that I make at home is not tasty enough? Why is my Lalla going everywhere and stealing the butter? I think I should do the best of the butters in Vrindavan. And so on Diwali day, she gets up early in the morning, even before baby Krishna wakes up, because if he wakes up, she can do a bit. She can think also. So early in the morning, she wakes up. And then she starts churning the milk for the butter. So here, dear devotees, Mother Yashoda, she's already called Yashoda because of her amount of affection, the Vatsalya Rasa, the service she renders in the Vatsalya Rasa. Here is Mother Yashoda thinking, maybe I can make a better butter for my Lalla. So our take-home point is the devotees. Mother Yashoda did not think, I am giving him butter all the time and I am feeding him. Why does Krishna have to go here and there? Again, dear devotees, we cannot really compare Krishna Leela with any of our mortal relationships, mortal Leelas here. They are, you see there, she's Sandhini Shakti and her son is Sakshat Satchit Ananda Rupa, right? Sachidananda Vigraha. So all these pastimes of Krishna, they're only to attract us. And our Our sadhana is to follow the instructions of what Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. So, especially this we have to say to kids, because we will see what Krishna says and what Krishna does as a baby Krishna. And if they start mimicking doing this, and the parents can say, na, 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 beta, all these Krishna's pastimes are only to hear and to know that he's Bhagwan. He lifted Govardhan Hill. So don't imitate the pastimes. So here, Yashoda Mai, she was thinking like that, right? So for us in the devotional service, these devotees who has ruchi, they're Yashoda Mai, when we are talking about them again in the 10th canto, when we take the take-home points, we have to remember they're all in the Sandhini Shakti, but our take-home points, just for our sake, what we are looking at is those devotees who are having ruchi in serving Krishna, ruchi in pleasing Krishna. Their thought is always how to please Krishna. How to please Krishna, how to please Krishna. That only gets more and more. More and more, giving them more and more taste and joy. Right? So Yashodamai, I was already doing her very best, but still she decided to make even more the best of the butter in Vrindavan. So for the devotees, they are addicted to the service basically. Yeah, that gives them joy. They always find a reason, always find a reason to please Krishna more. So that's very nice. Always find a reason to please Krishna more. Not an excuse for not doing it, but finding a reason to please Krishna more. So Yashodamai started churning the butter, and that was in the morning of Diwali. So what happened? Yashodamai, she's churning the butter, and you know the butter rod, when the butter rod is churned, I don't know, dear devotees, almost all of us are from India. If you have seen somebody doing this, especially our grandparents in the village, if you ever saw how it sounds when a butter is churned like that, it's a nice sound. So it is explained here how the whole scenery was so beautiful and melodious here. The description goes like this. Mother Yashoda, she's beautifully dressed. And then she had all these beautiful malati flowers decorated in her hair. And she's churning the butter. And the churning stick, that's making a very melodious sound. When she's churning back and forth, it's making melodious sound. And her bangles, Mother Yashoda's bangles, there are multiple many bangles. So the bangles were striking to each other, and they're also giving nice music like mridangam and kartal, and Yashodamai is singing Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Everybody in Raja. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Yashodamai is singing, the kirtan is going on, and her bangles, the kartal is going on, and the churning rod, that mridangam is going on. It was very melodious. And Yashodamai was happy doing this. She wasn't thinking, oh my goodness, one more thing again. I do so much here, and Krishna just goes and steals, and this seems to be a non-stop one, and I have to churn this butter again early in the morning. I got to do. What can I do? She didn't think like that. She's Susukam Kartum Avyayam. She was happily singing and then churning. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshawagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Bhakti is voluntarily done, cheerfully done. Nobody is pressuring us, pushing us to do bhakti. Every moment we have a choice. whether to think in a bhakti way or think in a regular way. In other words, whether to be in the internal energy or external energy. We have a choice. Our free will is there. Our free will is always there of what to think, what to do. So bhakti is totally voluntarily done and joyfully done. And this is one more thing, dear devotees, in bhakti, we can't be really dependent upon anything external or anyone external for us to be joyfully doing the bhakti. We cannot point out fingers to anybody or anything that happens in our life in the bhakti journey, making that responsible as an obstacle for our journey or a setback for our journey or unhappiness in our journey. Because those are the challenges that come. So we can't really say we can't do that. We have a choice. We can do that, but we get stuck there. And if we choose not to really put the points anywhere outside, to anybody outside, then and then we continue to walk in bhakti with Shastra Chakshu, and faith, when we continue to walk, and of course prayers and walk in the light of Shastra. These are the main things that come to our rescue, dear devotees. Prayers and walk in the light of Shastra. Because the Maya can be so sneaky that we will not know. We will not know how we are affected. But in the light of Shastra, then we can see in which mode are we in. And if we are affected by aham mameti, these things. But anyway, mama maya duratyaya. Shastra Chakshu is there, prayerful mood, and then with the prayers, then mama maya duratyaya, then we will be saved from the challenge, saved from the trap, and then we can be taken further in bhakti. So bhakti is very voluntarily done and happily done. Happily done, voluntarily done. And so my other Mother Yashoda is doing it. She is doing it with so much of joy, and she wants to serve Krishna so much that this little service of churning this milk is not really proportionate to the amount of service that she wants to do. Her servitude is so abundant. So baby Krishna, who was sleeping in the other room, he came to know that her mother is churning this milk and she's wanting to make butter out of it so she can feed. So baby Krishna came to know how much Mother Yashoda is wanting to serve him. So he comes out from the room and she knows that mother is churning the milk. But again, Mother Yashoda's servitude is so big that baby Krishna, he's the Lord here, right? Mother Yashoda, she's the devotee. So baby Krishna comes, and then churning the butter, churning the milk is okay, but baby Krishna knows that Yashoda Mai also want to serve Krishna because her servitude is so big. So baby Krishna indicates, Mama, I want your milk. Yeah, I know you're churning that milk, but I want your milk, Mama. He indicates that. And he comes and sits on the lap of Mother Yashoda. Here, dear devotees, Mother Yashoda did not really call Krishna. When we do, for those devotees who do the deity service, there are these mantras that we utter also. We have to invite the Lord. Oh Lord, please come take your asana, and please accept this upachar, like that. So we have to request the Lord to please come take the asana and then accept everything that we offer. Here, Mother Yashoda, she didn't have to call. Krishna came to her. And Krishna, and we have to offer a seat to the Lord. Mother Yashoda did not do anything. Krishna comes and sits on the lap of Mother Yashoda. He feels like, this is my right. I can sit here. So when the Lord knows that we have that desire to serve, He will reciprocate. He will reciprocate. And the services will come. So dear devotees, it is more the yearning in the heart that really invites the services, invites Krishna. So Mother Yashoda wanted to serve Krishna so much that the Lord came to take the service. In the same way, when we have the service attitude, it's not just, it's like service attitude thing is something very superficial. It means like we are trying to just cultivate to have that service attitude. But when we have this yearning, like, Krishna, I want to reciprocate with you somehow. I want to serve you, Krishna. Then He will send the services. And then we honor those services. Then susukam kartum avyayam. That's the sequence. Yeah, that's the sequence. Until then, we try to look at every service that is given as, for our own benefit, and try to be in the mood of service. We're all in the trying state, but it will eventually should lead. We pray that it leads to like this. So much yearning, Krishna, I want to do something for you, please. And then the service comes, and then we honor it, and we relish that service. Then that is susukam kartum avyayam. It may look like it is difficult from outside, but the one who does the service doesn't really feel so, because it's their yearning from inside, right? So that's Mother Yashoda and her service, her yearning to do the service to Krishna. And next thing is, so baby Krishna, now Mother Yashoda is feeding baby Krishna. So much milk is coming from Mother Yashoda that baby Krishna is unable to keep the pace. And so much milk is dribbling out of baby Krishna's mouth. This is why, these are the reasons, see, dear devotees, why she is Yashoda, the fame giving to Damodara, the amount of love she has for Krishna. And here in Vraja, we just heard that Yashoda Mai is made of Sandini Shakti, not like any mortal being. Say a mortal mother, how much milk can she feed to a little baby? And how much can a little mortal baby drink? Yeah, there is a limit. But here, unlimited. Mother Yashoda is feeding baby Krishna, and baby Krishna is drinking unlimited, but he had to give up. Mother Yashoda won, and baby Krishna got defeated with the love of Mother Yashoda. Here in the spiritual world, based on the rasa, milk of Mother Yashoda is the physical manifestation of the Vatsalya rasa she has. That huge, abundant Vatsalya rasa she has. That is manifested as milk of Mother Yashoda. That Krishna was unlimitedly coming. That's Mother Yashoda. This is the reason why she is Yashoda. And then when, she was feeding baby Krishna, and meanwhile she heard she heard sizzling sound from the next door, from the other room. Then it occurred to her, oh, the pot I put on the stove, not the stove, what's that, fire, right? There were no stoves then. Yeah, the milk pot that I put on the fire there, that's Padmagandha milk. And what's happening to the Padmagandha milk? The milk is boiling and then bubbling, and then flowing out of the pot and getting into the fire. So basically the milk is overflowing, bubbling, and then getting into the fire. Mother Yashoda thought, oh goodness, Padmagandha milk. Padmagandha milk is, there are special cows in Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba's courtyard, where they are fed with very special grass, very soft, fragrant grass. So this Padmagandha cows can give very special milk. And Yashodama's plan is to make milk and variety of sweets from this Padmagandha milk and then feed to his baby Krishna. That is her plan. And all that milk is just boiling and just going into the fire. So Mother Yashoda, she quickly put baby Krishna aside to get that pot out of the stove, out of that fire, to bring that pot down. Yeah. So Mother Yashoda, she goes to the other room. She goes to the other room to put this pot down. Krishna gets so angry. How could my mother just leave me like that and go? What does he do? By the time Mother Yashoda comes back, she sees that the butter pot that she was churning, this butter pot here, was broken. And butter everywhere. When Yashoda returns, butter everywhere, butter pot broken. She wonders, who did this? And the pot was broken. It didn't look like the monkeys broke the pot. The pot was very skillfully broken. And then she was looking to see who did this. And then she found the clues. The detective found the clues here. These are butter prints of the butter thief. Baby Krishna's little baby footprints leading to the other room. And she slowly, very quietly went and saw what was happening in the other room. And this is what was happening. Baby Krishna, he stood upon this mortar, and the butter that was hanged there the day before's butter, these were their storing units, no refrigerators at the time, right? So the butter was hanging in the pot there. The baby Krishna, he came, he's distributing the butter to all the monkeys, and Mother Yashoda saw that behind the door. She got upset. He broke the butter pot, and here he's coming, distributing this butter to all these monkeys. She brought a stick and quickly came in front of eyes of Krishna. Krishna was scared. He didn't expect that. All of a sudden, when mother was in front of him with a stick in her hand, he didn't expect that. Bhago, 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 bhago. He was heading towards the main door, wanted to head out onto the road. And the plan of this little baby Krishna is to head on to the road directly, so mother will not come onto the road. In those days, the housewives, they were not coming onto the road. They just stay inside the house. That was the plan of baby Krishna. He was running towards the main door and came to the courtyard and was still trying to run. Look at this, dear devotees. Can you believe this is Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna? Look at the fear in his eyes, Mama with the stick, run, Yad bibeti swayam bhayam. You know, Shaunakrishi in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, Apanna samsrutam ghoram yannama vivasho grinan tada sadhyo vimucheta yad bibeti swayam bhayam. He was describing the potency of Harinama and saying, Tan yannama vivasho grinan, even when uttered unconsciously also, the holy name has such a potency. Yet bhibeti swayam bhayam. A person becomes so fearless because the Harinama can terrify the personification of terror. That is Harinama, Krishna. He can terrify the personification of terror. Harinam can terrify personification of terror. It means it makes a devotee fearless. Here you go. Is it this? Is it the same Supreme Lord? Yet bhibeti swayam bhayam? Doesn't look like that, right? This is why she is Yashoda. Yashoda, in whose fear, yet bibeti swayam bhayam, is running with fear. She's controlling the Lord with her huge vatsalya love for the Lord, that the Lord chose to be like this with her. And the beauty thing is, dear devotees, Krishna totally forgets that he is yad bibeti swayam bhayam. In Yogamaya, in Vrindavana, that's the place where the Lord forgets his godhood. There's no other place where these pastimes happen. Supreme Personality of Godhead running with fear. Mother Yashoda. That's because of Mother Yashoda. Okay. He's running. And I was thinking this also. Yeah, well, go ahead. Yeah. And yeah. Actually, when the milk was boiling, right, dear devotees, I wanted to say this. When Padmagandha milk was boiling down and went into the fire, it was just boiling and going into the fire. Why was the Padmagandha milk boiling down like that and going into the fire? Everything in Vrindavana, they are conscious. We heard that the sand was conscious. Here, the milk is also conscious. So the milk is thinking, what is the use of my life? I'm so-called Padmagandha milk. But there, baby Krishna is drinking Mother Yashoda's milk. Why would he come to me? My life is waste. Yeah. My life is waste. I better commit suicide. Let me just fall into the fire. That's what Padmagandha milk was thinking. So the milk also wanted to serve Krishna so much that it is thinking, without service to the Lord, my life is waste. Shaunaka Rishi again, he says in the second canto of Bhagavatam. Karava na jivanti, Vatsara, Karava na jivanti, Vatsara, kim swashanti yuta, na khadanti, na medanti, kim grame pashavoya. What is the use of life? Karava na jivanti. Are the trees not living? And Vatsara, kim swashanti yuta. The goldsmith, they kind of blow. If you have seen the goldsmith, they blow into the fire so they can burn the gold. So that's the blacksmiths, the goldsmiths blowing hollow. Yeah. So it sounds like that the pipe is breathing, but it's not breathing. And Karava na jivanti. It looks like the trees are living. So Shaunaka Rishi says, what kind of life is it to have a life of trees and to have a breathing similar to the blacksmith bellows? Na kadanti, na medanti, kim pashave gram. All these animals, yeah, they eat, they mate, they live, they die, trees live, and the blacksmith's bellow is also breathing. What is the use of a human life if it does the same thing but not serving Hari? That's Shaunaka Rishi saying. And here Padmagandha milk is also thinking, what is the use of my life? Not serving Lord Hari. So that's why it wanted to commit suicide, falling into the fire. What is our take-home point here? Not very graphically like Padmagandha milk, but the very purpose of the body made of this Panchabhutas is to do some action pleasing to the Lord, service pleasing the Lord. Not just the body, dear devotees. What's the use of this mind? What's the use of this body when it is not serving the Lord? What's the use of this mind when it's not thinking about the Lord? What's the use of this buddhi, intelligence, when it doesn't realize that depending on the Lord, is the best of the intelligence, because once we depend on the Lord, we get liberated from this crippling and paralyzing proprietorship, enjoyment, the enjoying tendency, controllership. All these things are gone by depending on the Lord. It's huge liberation. So what's the use of the intelligence when it doesn't say your best interest is just in depending on the Lord? Give up the false proprietorship, controllership. So if the intelligence is not doing that, what is the use of that intelligence? And what is the use of the mind when it is not doing Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo? What's the use of this body when it's not serving? So that is something from the Padmagandha milk. Okay, now coming to Yad Bibeti Swayam Bhayam. He's running, running. And he's thinking, Mother Yashoda is little, he is small, he is light, and he's just swiftly running. Mother Yashoda is, she's little hefty and she had to take some time to run. So baby Krishna he was just so focused on Bhago. He didn't have time to look and see how far Mother Yashoda is. So after a little while, he slowly turned on a little bit to look at the back to see where Mother Yashoda is. And that's when Mother Yashoda caught him. And then he goes, you... Lala is not good. When mothers are angry, they would not call Lala, right? Yeah. So you are really misbehaving, Krishna. What are you doing? Her question is, what did you do? How did the butter pot break? He's asking Mother Yashoda. Krishna goes, well, Mama, your anklet. When you got up to get that milk down out of that fire, your anklet, Mama, your anklet broke the butter pot. Oh, is that so? Krishna, who is feeding those monkeys there? Who is feeding the butter to the monkeys? Whoever created the monkeys is feeding the butter, Mama. And then, being with the monkeys, playing in the monkeys, you have become a monkey, Krishna. If you think so, Mama, if you think that I am a monkey, then probably it came from my mother's side, Mama. Krishna, what are you talking? This is off limits, Let me get a stick. And then baby Krishna, he starts crying. He goes, you are comparing me with monkeys? Then I would just go to the monkeys. I would just go to the forest and I will just stay there with the monkeys. That's what he says. Then Yashodamai gets a little concerned. This nutcut, he would just do anything. And it's not going to be safe for him. I better tie him down to a mortar so he doesn't go to forest and just play there with the monkeys. So Mother Yashoda thinks, that he should bind Krishna and gets the wooden mortar there. And baby Krishna is crying, really crying, profusely crying. He's really crying. He forgot that he is God. Rudanta muhur netram yugmam rijantam karamboja yugmena shatanka netram muhushwasa kampatri rekanka kantha stitai gravyam damodaram bhakti baddham. Generally, when baby Krishna cries, Mother Yashoda quickly gets her sari and then wipes her baby Krishna's tears. But right now, Yashoda is not in that mood. So Krishna, he had to wipe his own tears, and all the kajal is just all over the face. So the description is there like that. And Mother Yashoda is trying to bind Krishna. She gets a little rope. That's not enough. And meanwhile, all these elderly gopis, motherly gopis also come to see Yashoda. That little rope was not enough. She got more from the house. Then that was not enough. She asked her neighbors also to get more rope. That was not enough. Morning till evening, she's trying to bind Krishna, but the rope isn't enough. And meanwhile, the malati flowers from Mother Yashoda's hair, they're falling down one after the other. And again, in Vrindavan, everything is conscious, right? So these malati flowers are thinking, some flowers are saying, "Oh, Mother Yashoda, what is your love for Krishna? I want to fall at your lotus feet." So some flowers are falling there at the feet of Mother Yashoda. Some flowers are thinking, "No, Mother Yashoda, this is not so good. I'm going to be on the side of this baby Krishna. He's crying. He is scared. Yeah, I want to take his side and console." And so some other flowers are coming. They're falling at the feet of Krishna. And some other flowers, they are thinking, "Oh, Mother Yashoda is trying so hard to bind Krishna, and that isn't seeming to happen, and she's perspiring, sweating, and she is also wondering why this is not happening. She's smiling. Everybody else, all the motherly gopis, they're also laughing, and they're saying, 'Oh, Yashoda, it looks like this is not going to happen today. So just leave him, Yashoda. It is not in your books today that you can bind him.' So everybody's laughing there. But Yashoda Mai, she is determined to discipline her child, because she's his mother. Huh? His mother, she has to discipline, right? So she is determined. So Malati flowers are thinking, Yashoda Mai is really struggling, and she's determined to teach baby Krishna and to discipline him. So let me get off from her hair. In that way, some of her weight is gone because of me. If I just fall onto the floor, and she wouldn't get fatigued. So some flowers were falling off because of that reason. These are all acharyas. They were explaining. Why is this?
Things.
Can we?
What?
Yeah. So, is it really that much? Does that baby Krishna needs that big of a rope? His fist, Damodara's fist is, Damodara's waist is as big as Mother Yashoda's fist. Why is it not? Why is she not able to bind? You know, the Shakti, the Icha Shakti of Bhagavan, he didn't want to be bound. So his Vibhuti did not let Mother Yashoda to be bound. Mother Yashoda bind Krishna. But looking at her attempts, looking at her affection, and baby Krishna thought, okay, I think I should yield to my mama. Then at that time, Mother Yashoda could bind Damodara to the wooden mortar. And you all know the lesson in here, right, dear devotees? The 2 inches short in Damodar Leela. An effort from our side, and that is 1 inch, and the other inch was the mercy of the Lord. And we wonder, the effort from our side, is it really the effort that is qualifying us? Are we qualifying ourselves and accomplishing it because of our effort, because of our sadhana? We are Kripa Siddhas. Our effort is only to attract the mercy of the Lord. We are chanting 2 hours every day is only to attract the mercy of the Lord. It's not like, okay, I'm chanting every day 2 hours, Krishna. I've been chanting for 2 years now. I haven't had any change in my mind. I have heaps of anarthas. I didn't get to the taste. I didn't get to the ruchi yet. I cannot demand like that. This is not karma kanda. Just because I do it, Krishna has to give it. Or it should happen in bhakti because I'm doing. That mentality is karma kanda mentality. Until then, if we are practicing bhakti with that kind of karma kanda mentality, I've been practicing bhakti so far, I've been doing so much of services, I'm doing japa so much, I'm all this, because I'm doing this, I should get it, is karma kanda mentality. That's not how bhakti works. we get frustrated, we get discouraged. We are only Kripa Siddhas. Oh Lord, you are giving this opportunity for me to at least show my eagerness. This is only to attract your mercy. If you are pleased, would you please? Would you please allow me to serve you? So if you please be pleased. It's not like not a demanding one, but even this opportunity to serve is by you, my Lord. So I am grateful to you. I am not looking for any result. Just this opportunity that you gave me to chant for this 2 hours every day, 16 rounds. I am just grateful. Service itself is my blessing, my Lord. Because I'm doing this, I want to get it is karma kanda. Service itself is a blessing. You are allowing me to take your nama. I want to take it gratefully. That itself is a blessing. You are giving me the service. You are putting me out of the karma cycle. That itself is a blessing. That's bhakti. Otherwise, it becomes karma kanda. So that 1 inch that we are doing every day. So the sadhana is only to attract mercy, but not to demand the result. Yeah. Okay. Krishna is bound. And now Mother Yashoda went inside. Krishna is standing there. He's bound. And now he's thinking of the 2 trees in the backyard. Krishna is thinking, yeah, I know how it feels like bound, very stationed at one place, not unable to move. I know you two are standing there for a long time. The Yamalarjuna trees. I know you 2 trees are standing there for a long time. So Krishna was thinking like that. What he did was, he slowly, I'm looking for the right slide, I think, yeah, the Yamalarjuna trees. Okay, all these are broken. I wanted to see. Okay, let's see. So these Yamalarjuna trees, Krishna was standing there and he was pulling the motor. He was thinking, yeah, I know these 2 beings are standing in my courtyard for a very long time, and it's time to go deliver them. I know how it feels like to get stuck at a place. So I'm coming to you to get relieved from your stuck position. So the Lord was thinking, Damodara started crawling with the motor, and then these Yamalarjuna trees, they are sons of Kuvera, Nalakuvera and Manigriva. Nalakuvera and Manigriva, they became the trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. How? Because they were actually associates of, they were sons of Kuvera, associates of Lord Shiva. And in the heavenly realm in Mandakini, they were bathing naked, and there were other women also in the river. And at that, there Narada Muni was passing by. So all these women, they covered themselves in respect to Narada. But this Nalakuvera Manigriva, they were shameless. They were just standing there like that when a sadhu was like this. Then Narada Muni thought, their consciousness is so shrunken and they need to be saved from this. So he curses these 2 sons to become these trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. That's how these 2 trees were standing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. But the sadhu's curse is only for the benefit of the person, right? What was happening all this time? These 2 trees had an opportunity to witness all the pastimes of Satchit Ananda Vigraha. So all that Shankan consciousness they have, Sankuchita Chetana. Animals have it, and Nalakuvera, they were acting like animals, right? So their consciousness was also Sankuchita Chetana. And the sadhu came there. His curse was a blessing in disguise, because only by an exposure to Satchit Ananda, their Sankuchita Chetana, which is so shrinken, can be Mukulita Chetana and Vikasita Chetana. their consciousness, shrunken consciousness, started to expand over the years as they stood in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. So Krishna knew that it was the time to go relieve them, to liberate them from that tree bodies. So the thing is, dear devotees, sometimes we feel like nothing is happening to us outside. No help is coming outside. We may feel like Krishna is not changing anything outside. And then we have to remember that Krishna is trying to change something inside. When the Lord is not changing anything outside, then he's trying to bring some change inside. So Nalakuvera, those trees, Yamalarjuna trees, they were standing in the courtyard for a long time. Krishna knew they were standing there. And this consciousness had to expand. So Krishna did not do anything all this time. Once he knows, yes, once he knew that their consciousness has expanded, now this pastime is happening. He took the mortar there. He crawled there. That mortar was so small, and the rope binding the mortar and Krishna wasn't that strong either. But these trees were so big and so deep-rooted. You see here in this, very deep-rooted ones. See the roots? Yeah, look at these roots, very deep inside, very deep-rooted. And the trees were so huge. And look at the little rope, little mortar. So when somebody tries to make that mortar pull through these two trees with that little rope, what are the possibilities that the trees would fall down? Either the mortar should break or the rope should break. But that did not happen here. The rope is so small and thin, and the mortar is small too. But these deep-rooted trees, they were uprooted and they fell down. How did that happen though? It's because that's Lord Krishna there. And we are like that little rope or mortar. We are very small. So if something is happening in bhakti through us, some service, small or big, it's not because of us. It's because of the Sandhini Shakti of Bhagavan. So it's because of the Sandhini Shakti, it's because it's tied to Krishna. The rope is tied to Krishna and mortar is tied to Krishna. The rope and mortar, they got the strength from Krishna. So in the same way, whatever seva that is being done through us is because of the Sandhini Shakti. The strength is from Krishna. So the rope and mortar cannot take credit for that. We are like that rope and mortar. Yeah, that's all the devotees. So yeah, and they are liberated, and then they offer the praise as usual, that you are the super soul and no one can understand you. And we are very happy that we are here and we got your darshan. And they also now very wonderfully look at this praise. This is the last slide. Nalakuvera. What was their consciousness? This was their consciousness. Very shrunken. They even forgot, even lower than human beings, like animals, right? Animals have sankuchita chetana, shrunken consciousness. Now, what is their consciousness now? As they're offering the praise, what happened to them? Their prayers are like, may our words describe your pastimes, my Lord. May our ears engage in hearing your glories. May our hands, legs, senses engage in actions pleasing to you. May our minds always think of your lotus feet. Savai mana Krishna padaravindayo. May our heads offer obeisances to everything within this world, because everything is yours. And may these eyes always see you and the Vaishnavas who are not different from you. How did this wonderful change happen to Nalakuvera? That's why Lord Krishna, after they both offered the prayers, he says one thing. Narada Muni is very merciful. He has shown favor to both of you. I know you are offering prayers to me, But all this is because of Narada Muni. He showed the mercy upon you. That's sadhu. Whatever sadhu does, it is mercy. If it could be soft mercy, hard mercy, a blessing in disguise, or a straight blessing, whatever sadhu does, only auspiciousness can come from a sadhu. So that's what the Lord says. Narada Muni is very merciful to you, and he has shown favor to both of you. So when one is face to face with sadhu, one will no longer subject to material bondage. So that's the power of the sadhu. And then Nalakovera, okay, they circumambulated Damodara, offered prayers, and then went back to their place. That's Damodara pastime, dear devotees. Okay, that is it. So we will just focus on the only take-home points only for our sake. We'll pack it. The first one, actually, Namkarana Leela, I wanted to mention. The Namkarana Leela of the Lord was done so quietly by Nandotsav, Nanda Maharaj, right? By Gargamuni in the cowshed. You know, for at least for some of us, spiritual journey is very quietly done. Very quietly done. Some devotees' initiation is not really known to all because not everybody's circumstances can be very welcoming for them to practice bhakti very apparently. So there are devotees who just practice their bhakti very quietly and privately, like Vibhishan in Lanka, right? So that's what I was thinking. The Namakarana, it was done very quietly. And Trinavarta, that we have seen, right? How the Lord punished Trinavarta that he could not see and he could not talk. The same way he troubled Vrajavasis, the Lord also punished the demon. So the Lord protects his devotees. And after that, the crawling pastimes, yes, how even everything in Vrindavana is very conscious of the everything in Vrindavana is conscious and want to please the Lord. So the mud was also very soft, the sand was also very soft for baby Krishna to even if he was pulled and dragged by the cows and calves tail, he was not hurt. So everything in Vrindavan was conscious and wants to see that the Lord is not hurt. And Mrid Bhakshana Leela, that is more of a Leela, not much a take home for us there. And Navanita Chora, right? Yeah, the butter pastimes that the Lord really likes soft and pure hearts. Steals Vraje Prasidam, Navanita Choram. So that's what the Lord wants, soft and pure hearts. That's what bhakti does also. Bhakti, seva, that will make, that is supposed to make our heart soft. Soft heart doesn't necessarily mean a weak heart. It is a strong heart, soft but strong. All these pure devotees, they can be really soft, but they can be thunderbolt too when needed. The purity they have will give them the discrimination and the strength needed. That's the butter, about the butter, why the Lord steals butter. Okay, that's the significance of that. And Drona and Dhara, not much take on point there. And after that, the Damodar Leela. The first one was how much the devotee is always looking, has great taste to serve the Lord, great taste to serve the Lord with no excuses. And the second one was when the devotee has so much yearning inside to reciprocate with the Lord himself comes in the form of the seva. And the seva is very well cherished and honored in that case. Yeah. And yeah, the churning has happened. Churning has happened, Mother Yashoda. Yeah, and then Padmagandha milk. Yeah, Padmagandha milk. How our body is, what use is there with the body when it is not in service? What use is there with the mind when it is not thinking the lotus feet of Lord Hari, Savai Manah Krishna Padara Vindayo? What use is there with this intelligence when it is not coming to a conclusion that dependency on the Lord is the summit of the intelligence to get rid of the clutches of the proprietorship and controllership. Yeah, that's about Padmagandha milk. And then the Lord returns, Yashodamai returns, and then butter thief, the monkeys, and the conversation between Yashodamai, Krishna. Yes, all that is there. Yad bibeti swayam bayam. And Yashodamai now wants to bind Krishna. And there we heard about the 2 inches shot, right? And then that 2 inches shot, one is our sadhana is only to attract mercy. As long as we have karma kanda thinking, we will be dissatisfied and demanding in bhakti. But when we are grateful to everything that is given, and then being grateful is equal to receiving the descending mercy. Service itself is a blessing. I am not asking anything in return to the service, my Lord. Yeah, so that's the one we want to have, not the karma kandi thinking. And then the Lord is bound, and he knows Yamalarjuna trees are standing there. So when the Lord is not changing anything outside, he is changing something inside of us. Yeah. And the mortar and the rope could uproot such deep rooted trees. They were uprooted. So that is because of the Sandhini Shakti of the Lord. So our anarthas also, they will be automatically uprooted. And the services will be done through us. That is all because of Sandhini Shakti. That just remembering that itself will put us in humility. And we will not have any doership that we are doing it. Doing bhakti, doing the services or claim any recognition there. So yeah, it's a Sandhini Shakti that is carrying us in bhakti. Yamalarjuna trees. Yeah, Narada Muni. So it's the sadhu's mercy, though it is straight blessing or a blessing in disguise. All that comes from a sadhu is only mercy, auspiciousness. And that's the reason why Yamalarjuna trees, they were delivered, and their shrunken consciousness has expanded, Vikasita Chetana. So in this way, the deliverance of Nalakuvera is because of the mercy of the Narada Muni. Yes, dear devotees. Thank you all so much. Hari Hari. Now, yes. That's 10th canto. We are in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. So, Hare Krishna. Or you want to say a word or two?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, as usual, Mataji.
Yeah.
It's been pleasure to hear you, and it's all blissful time, since last 2 hours maybe.
Yeah. In the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, yes.
And my take home point to so many, but I'll say few. Yashodamma is like love is so big that she gives fame to Krishna.
Mhm.
So yeah, and pastimes of Krishna is to attract us. So that any pastime like it's like teaching us and attracting us. It's not like we can compare with the mortal world. So
Right, right. Yeah.
and how to please Krishna is like they always like the gopis always find a reason to please Krishna.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
there are so many Mataji, so but yeah,
Right,
these are
right. I know. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
and the 2-inch shot, I really like that. The 1 inch for our efforts, and the 2nd inch is for like Lord's mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. So we have to do that kind of work. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, thank you.
Hare
Hari, 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 Hari. Yeah. Anybody more? Or maybe one more and then we can pause.
Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam Sri Prabhu.
Yeah. A lot of good points, Mataji. Thank you for the katha. And thank you for giving us those points as well. One thing I really liked, I think you said in one of the katha where Balram and Krishna were there, and I think the Gopi Matajis were complaining, I think, to Yashoda Mai. And you said when Krishna and Balram comes, everything illuminates. So I was just wondering that, as they're coming into our hearts, I think our hearts will illuminate and light us up.
Yes, Prabhu. When they come to steal the heart, which is, yes, Prabhu. Yes. Soft, eliminates. Yes. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Mata.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hari, Hari. Okay, dear devotees. Okay, all right. We'll pause here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.